Good morning, everyone. It's Diane. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome to anybody who's new. Hope you're all doing well. So we're back today to share, hopefully, another card idea for you. I started this yesterday, which I guess in a way that was good because I got to practice because we're going to do a fun fold. And there's some measuring involved, and so I had to work that out. But I had so many interruptions that I ended up just walking away. Just walked away. Closed up my ink first and said, forget it. So I had to clean stuff up before I could even get started today, because it was a Sunday afternoon. Everybody was quiet. Hubby was watching TV with his eyes closed. The dogs were napping. Miss Ella's up here, so if she keeps getting in the way, I'm going to have to stop and go put her out. So I thought this is the perfect time to go work on my video. And when I came up, my son started to text. The dogs were barking because they wanted out. Hubby decided to go get firewood, so the doors were slamming, and I just had to step away. Try again. So, and what I ended up with yesterday, this is the fold that we're going to do. And I would love to give credit, of course, to the person that I got this from. But again, I watched so many different videos, and some of it was in metric, some of it was in imperial, and I had to kind of decipher how I wanted the card to be. So I don't have a person to credit. So again, it wasn't even called the same fold many times. So I think it's called a corner fold because this is our card, and then this part just flips over. And nobody that I watched ever really said that you adhere this down, but I think we will today. I'm not happy with my stamped image on the top, and if I can get this off, I will replace it and then use this card. And if not, this will be one that I rip the front off and save the back. And I'll do it often, but I really don't like this. So we're going to do it again. Nobody's around. The dogs are napping. I'm sure Macella's going to butt her little nose in here a few times, but I can take care of that. I hope. So, from the beginning of our alphabet this week, we have around the corner. And this is another one of those sets that's meant just to be sort of enhancements. It's got some little designs, a party hat, this is actually like a confetti stamp, but I think we're gonna use this kind of like a vine. Oh, there's another little one. I didn't see that. And then all of our, that's why it's part of this. All of our little fonts and greetings are corner oriented, which is one reason I wanted to make this card, because it makes a corner, except for you matter. When I did It's Your Day, this stamp that says It's Your Day, you can see it down here through the glare, does have the little confetti marks and some birthday candles. So I didn't want that on here because it just didn't suit the flowers. So we're gonna do some different techniques, inking only parts of our stamp and making sure that the rest is wiped off. And you can also use markers to do that. When I use markers on my photopolymer sets, I don't ever get a nice impression, and I think it's time for Miss Ella to go outside because she is stealing our stamps, and we can't have that. We need them. Go watch your birdies. Oh, you little well, she took my stamp. No. Go watch your birdies. Go on. Go watch your birds. Here you go. Oh my goodness. This is a wooden one too, a wooden block. She picked it up and carried it away. That's my my back stamp, my name. Well, she did leave a little bit of kitty fur on it. Okay, try again. Okay, so like I said, we have some measuring to do. Maybe we'll do our stamping first. Oh, I guess I should have told you the other stamp set from the end of the alphabet is Wonderful World. And This is the stamp that I used, which I feel is too small for the space that we have. So we're going to go with the larger flower stamp. I think I'm okay with the colors. So we'll stay with the Flirty Flamingo, or this coral color, and Rich Razzleberry. I must be on a razzleberry kick because I think that's what I used last. Oh no, I did finish last week that one corner die that I had cut out. I did put it together and made a little note card here. So I have it sitting here because I don't know what I want to put on the inside yet. Yeah. And I sent the other one out as a birthday card. So, to begin with, we'll need our trimmer. I even still have notes sitting all over here from different crafters with their dimensions. The one that I found a different one too. Yeah, this one. Instead of cutting it and folding the square down on itself on the front, like this one had instructions to cut the top margin and fold it over. And this is just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch panel that I was practicing on. And then it makes your card front like this. So the square is kind of behind the frame. It's a little crooked, but this is one that was done in metric and I had to convert those. So maybe I didn't count my little lines right. But that's a thought too, but it leaves a much smaller square on the front. I'm going to keep that one just as a template, and maybe we'll attempt it one day. I don't know. These are my scrap papers that I was practicing with. And I did end up making myself a little template and figuring out all of my little measurements, so hopefully it won't be quite this messy for you. So our square that we're going to stamp on needs to fill a 3 5/8 inch area on the card base. The back panel is 3 1/2, and then our white square is 3 1/4. So we need a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch white card panel. And I just have some of my little blank inserts back here. We'll use one of those and go 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Oh, and shame on me, I forgot to turn, did I make that 3 1/4? I forgot to turn my phone volume off, so I'll probably get interrupted yet again. I think I made that 3 1/8 because I was working in 8. Oh, good God, here we go already. Oh, don't even start, because if that's the case, we're just going to make a plain old folded card. All right, pay attention. Don't talk. Just don't talk. 3 1/4. By 3 1/4. It's not that hard. There. Keep those for my little when I have to stamp little sentiments. Yeah, see, I did cut that one just a little short on that side. Doggone it. Okay. And then while I'm at it, I will do my Flirty Flamingo square. Come here, Flirty Flamingo. And we will need a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Let's see, I don't think I have too many scraps that are big enough. All right, we'll just cut one because I do use this as background panels a lot. Oh, I need to move my mouse out of the way. 3 1/2, and yes, I'm still recording because remember that last time that Miss Ella jumped up on the table, she managed to stop my recording, and I didn't have anybody. I thought I was talking to you all, and there was no one there. My 3 1/2. So this will go on here. All right. Our card base. See, there's my reminder to get my video done. I don't even know where my phone's at. Hear it. I don't see it. My card base was Rich Razzleberry, which is 8.5 by 5.5. And we're going to score this at 4.25. So we're doing this just like we would do any of our normal cards. I can talk. 4.25. Okay, so that's our base. We have our base. We have this and this. We need our designer series paper or our pattern paper that's going to go on the front of the card. And the easiest way I found to make that work was just to start with a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. 4 1/8. Be careful if you're using a directional pattern. Make sure you have it the right side up. So 4 1/8 is going to be the short side on the top of our card. And then 5 3/8. Or you can make 4 by 5 1/4 if you want a larger border around your pattern paper. I like small borders, so I usually make mine in 1/8 inch increments. So we're going to end up with this L shape on the front of our card. This little section right here is 1 1/8 inches wide. And we need to cut down to 3 1/8 inches to make it fit on the bottom of our card. So I'm going to move my designer series paper over to 1 1/8. See, I told you I was measuring in eighths. And then I got to turn my trimmer sideways so that you'll be able to see what we're doing. And this is where I sometimes mess up because I can't see. 1 1/8. I think I'm on the line. And then I'm going to put my cutting blade are we on there? Okay, 3 1/8. So I'm going to move my cutting blade up to 3 1/8, and there is a little line on this cutting blade that tells you where the blade's at. I'll line that up and lay my guide down. Now I can just cut straight up, and there's my 1 1/8 inch strip on the side, down to 3 1/8. Then we're just going to cut this little square out, which is fine because we'll be able to use that in other cards. I'm going to turn it back this way so I can see my line. Right out clear over there, good Lord. And then I'll try to line my guide up from my cutting blade at that 1 1/8 inch mark, because remember that's how wide we made this strip, and just cut that little square out. And if you have any little corners, you can snip them or use a craft knife to just make your edges meet up. Now we'll have one more little cut to make when we get this. I guess I should lay this down and do it the right way. So I'll slice my finger. When we put our card together, where we fold our front square over, we're going to have my card up. Oh. We're going to have these little edges that will have to get trimmed off of our pattern paper. But we'll do that after we make our flip. Okay. So there, now we have those pieces done. So let's do the hard part. And this is where I need my template, because we actually, how do I say it? We're actually going to work on this like almost upside down at one point. This is the front of my card. We are We're doing this pretty much all upside down. Don't mind me. I just want to concentrate and make sure I know what I'm doing. So this is the front. I am going to turn this over and line it up at the 3-inch line. So this is the front of my card. This is where we'll open the card, but it's on the 3-inch mark. Okay. And then oh my gosh, I just did this, what? It's only been like 10 hours. And can I remember what my own notes mean? No, I don't. Excuse me. Okay, cut from that to 5/8. So 5/8, I think is what I... All right, I don't trust myself. I'm going to do it with a pencil. How's that? For just... I just don't want to mess up my card. Because then I'll just be sad. Okay, so we're moving, I know there's a lot of 3-inch things here. So we're moving in 3 inches from, this is the front of my card again, right on there. And I'm going to make a little mark, 3 inches. And then I cut that down. Oh, I need to know where to, whoops, start cutting at 5/8. 5/8 right there. And we're cutting down 2.5 inches, I believe. So from here, I'll cut down 2.5. Is that 2.5 from the top? Oh, 3 inches down from the top. That makes more sense. We have to make a 3-inch square. That's why I said, I don't know why I'm making this so hard on myself. And then 5/8 in from the outside edge, I believe. Yes. Or 5/8, yes. Where are you? I see you. All right. Can I see any of my little lines on this dark background? No, I can't. All right. So quite honestly, I think if I put the fold I do have to do it upside down. 3 inches, so we're going to put the front of our card on the 3-inch line. We want a 5/8 inch border around there. So that does mean that we're going to use 4 7/8 as our starting point. Yep, I can see. I put my white card under here so that I can, there we go. 4 and 4, 5, 6, 4 and 7/8 right there. 4 and 7/8 down, and cut to the 2.5, I believe. Oh, I can't see where my lines are. Two and a half. Okay. And then we're going to rotate it to the right one time, line it up at 3 inches, and if we put our cutting blade at 3 inches, we should line up inside where we've just cut, and go back up to the 5/8 inch mark. Oh, I didn't go quite far enough. I can see my dot. Couldn't see it when it was up there. Or maybe I just put my dot in the wrong place. I better check. Oh no, that's right. Okay, so now we have a 5/8 of an inch border on the top. And, oh no, it is too far. I have to go up to my dot. Maybe it would have been easier if I would have used a lighter cardstock for my background. Huh. Put this back at the 3 inch line. Where are you? 4. I don't want to go too far. Oh, there's a hair more. I'm going to do it with the craft knife. I cannot see my little dot. Right there. Okay, good grief. Close that up so I don't get cut. And now we can fold this cut flap inside out. And I feel like it's not going straight, which means I didn't cut it far enough yet. Oh, this is just not going quite as easily as I'd hoped today. I'm so sorry. Well, that is at 5/8, and this one is at this one I made, that's fine. I don't know, 4. Do you see why I got so frustrated yesterday when it was getting noisy too? Let's see, is that going to make a difference? Yeah, so now I have a 3 inch square by a 3 inch square. Okay. That's what I was trying to do. Let's review this. How about we do it again, just for good practice. Practice makes perfect. And as my dad always said, good, better, best, never let it rest till your good is better and your better best. 8.5 by 5.5. You know what? I'm going to do it on a lighter paper. Let's do it on the Flirty Flamingo. We'll do a backwards one, backwards design. Come here, Flirty Flamingo. Thank goodness I keep this right at my side. Otherwise, you'd be waiting for me to go dig all that out. 8.5 by 5.5. 5.5. Score it at 4 1/4. 4 1/4. All right. And we're turning our card upside down and putting this at the 3-inch mark. Going to start at 4 7/8. 4 7/8. And cut to 2.5. Right. We're going to move this over to the 3-inch line. And we're going to cut from our 3-inch mark here to 5/8 of an inch. And flip our panel. See how much easier it goes when you can actually see your paper underneath? Fold, fold, fold. I still feel like this isn't quite right, but I know it works because I did it. We just have to unfold it. There it is. Smooth that out. Then I'm going to need, if we're going to do a backwards one here, where my little, there we go. We'll need a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square to layer onto our front. 3.5. Let's do this way first so I save my paper. My 3.5, and then a piece of white that is what is that? That's right. Okay. Okay. All right. I have to just not get... I'm thinking to myself that it has to fit inside this square, but it doesn't. It's actually filling in the space of our card base. So calm down. Check. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Need another little white one. I am going to end up with 2 cards here after all. It's not like we can't use them. Save that. My little tray. 3 1/4. All right. And one of these. I have another piece saved. And these are all too small. So we're going to start with a 4 1/8. 4 1/8. I hear you out there, but you get into stuff by 5 3/8. Yeah, you. Line the front of our design paper up over at 1 1/8. And we're going to cut this down to 3 and an 8. Or I'm going to go up, I guess I should say. 3 and... And then... Where's my edge? What, honey? Okay. Did those actually come out the same? That one's a little bit shorter. But I'll live with it. I'll be okay. I'll survive. So this one goes in here. See how it's not going to fit because our corner isn't cut yet. All right. Yes, yes. Okay, and so what I did to do my corners, I lined the designer series paper up on the back of my card, leaving my margins so that I could have my little 1/8 inch that I like. And just holding it, I flipped it over, and I just made a little pencil mark on here and here. Line those 2 little pencil marks up in my track. And I'm going to cut on the inside of them because I don't want to see the lines. And it really doesn't matter if it ends up being off by a hair because it's going to be under that fold and we're not going to see it. So now this little L-shaped panel will fit on the front of our card. I'll do it to the other one as well. And when we flip our front over, that's not stopping our square from folding down. Okay. L-shaped paper. Another card base. Yeah, this is hard to see on this paper all the way around. I should have just done a lighter one. Line it up with about 1/8 of an inch. Carefully turn it over. Pencil, where'd you go? Make a little mark here and here. Put those back into the track of our trimmer. Trim off those corners. And now that one will fit inside also. So that when we flip our square over, yay, okay. All right, let's get on with putting these together. So this is gonna go on here with 1/8 of an inch border. This will go in our center. This will go on here with 1/8 of an inch border, and I already lost my little white square. Y'all saw me cut it. You know I have it. Oh, listen to her out there making her little kitty sounds. She's so sad. I know you are. But you keep knocking everything off for Grandma. And where did we put... This is the one I made too small. I'll bet you if my head wasn't attached to me, it would be long gone. Truly, truly. 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Oops, those squares or triangles. Those are triangles, not squares. 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Let's stamp us some posies. So we're going to use Wonderful World. Set these aside out of the way so that I can lose them all. It feels like that. I think every time I set something down out of the way, I lose it. Oh, she sounds like a little herd of elephants for such a tiny kitty cat. I'm telling you. So Flirty Flamingo and Rich Razzleberry. I didn't take the big flower out yet. And I'm going to do the opposites. So I'll put like the Rich Razzleberry on the Flirty Flamingo card and the opposite. You know what I mean? So I want my stems and my leaves, the little bit that I'm going to see, to be green. So I do have some Pear Pizzazz. And as I said, you can use a marker and color the areas that you want to be green. I'll try it with one. I'm never really happy with my results, and I don't know. Oh, this is the red. Oh, it might be better. We'll see. So let's do one flower in Flirty Flamingo. And what I'm going to do is try to keep the floral part, the petals, to my ink pad and not put the stems in there as much. I have a dry baby wipe or a paper towel, whatever you have handy. I have a dry baby wipe beside me. I'm going to use it and clean off the parts that I want to be green. And here's where we would use our marker and fill in the stem and the leaf. And then we're just going to use our warm breath and huff on the stamp a little bit to make sure that our ink is still damp. This is my Flirty Flamingo marker. Make sure I have it all colored in here. Like I said, it doesn't always work the best for me, but I'm willing to try it again. Just around the area where I had the green stems. All right, let's warm it up. And quite honestly, I should have had a scrap paper under here because it's going to go off of my white square. I hope it doesn't get on my stamp mat. You ready? Say a prayer. Please work, please work, please work. Oh, it worked! It did, it did. Put this here for the next time. Okay. I'll wipe that off of my stamp, and while I have the Flirty Flamingo out, I will get our greeting. And, oh, and this is the one I thought maybe I would use this from around the corner. I thought maybe I would use this confetti so that it looked like, but I don't think I'm going to need it on this one. With the little flower I did. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. And so I would like it to say, it's your day. But I don't want the little candles, and I don't want that streamer on the side of it. So I'm going to kind of do the same thing. I'm going to use my stamp pad, keep my font inked up, and then use that dry wipe or paper towel and wipe off where I don't want there to be ink. So I have some on the candles right there. I don't want them on the candles. And I don't want it on the confetti. And I'm going to use my marker and just try to make sure that's dark enough. And you know what? I didn't even check to see if this is going to fit around that big flower. I knew that the small flower didn't fill up my white panel as much as I wanted it to. I didn't even look at this. Oh, I hope it's going to fit. And then we'll warm up the ink on here again. Well, it's going to go over my stem a little bit. I guess that's okay. Should move my flower over though. Oh, I don't think I like that going over my, yeah, should have made my flower go the other way. Practice, practice, practice. Oh, good grief. Okay, let's do it. Since I have this here, I will do my font first. Make sure I get the ink off of where I don't want it. Put this down in the corner. I actually had pulled out, you know, that new die set, what was it, Around the Bend, because I thought maybe we'd be able to use this around the corner with Around the Bend. But around the bend is more curvy, and around the corner, the one that we're using today, is more squares. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, where did I put my flower? All right, so let's do this flower again, and we'll make it come in from the right side a little bit. Ink up the flower with Fleur de Flamingo. Cleaning off my stem, my leaf. There's that one leaf up there that's sort of in the way. And then use the Pear Pizzazz. Oh, in my, this, I think it does work better on the red rubber than on the photopolymer. Yeah, photopolymer when you're using markers. I can see the ink on here. On the photopolymer, it kind of beads up a little bit, and I think that's, you know, I never have really liked the stamp that I get from it. But this came out okay. I was happy with that. And we'll touch up my pink, making sure I have all my little edges inked up. Warm this up and give it a stamp. This is going to go off the edge. I think I don't want that little piece of paper. It might leave a line when we stamp. Work again, work again. You did it nice the first time. Yay. Oh, I like it. Yes. Cool beans. Much better. All right. Let's get rid of that until we do the raspberry one. If you're hanging in there with me, thanks. It's coming together. I save these scrap papers so that I can stamp on them, and then they just take up more room, and then I get discouraged and I throw a bunch of them away. And then I go back and look for scrap paper. It's like, where's all that scrap paper at? So this one is going to go on here. Like that. Yeah. All right. So let's do one. Oh, I'm still short a piece of paper, huh? A piece of white. Because I never did find that one. Excuse me. Well, at least I know it's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to do the same thing here, just in opposite colors. Look at me doubting myself. 3 1/4, yeah. And then we'll do the same thing. I think I'll stamp my font on there, or my greeting on there first. That seemed to work better. So we need rich raspberry. Oh, I should have wiped this off because we're going to change colors here. Here's my fleur. This is It's Your Day. Get my font inked up. And then clean off where I don't want there to be any ink. Oh, I hear doggies down there running around. Oh, I'm almost done. Warm it up. Stamp it around the corner. Okay, and then, oh, my hands are so dry, that baby wipe's sticking to it. Then, where did I put that scrap paper? See, where did I put the scrap paper? Lay that on here because we're going to stamp off the edge. Oh, I just put my finger in it. Let's get our flowers inked up. Wipe off. Wipe off my leaves. And I see I need some ink right there. And I don't, did I bring over my rich raspberry marker? I thought I did. Don't see it. It means that the cat probably took it. Unless I put it back. Before I blame her, I should probably look in my... Okay, I'm sorry. Kitty didn't take it. Kitty was a good girl. All right, and we'll fill in wherever I'm not seeing that I got ink on there. And then we'll do the stem and the leaves with our pear pizzazz again. I kind of like it on the red rubber. I'm going to try to do that. Well, see, most of my stamp sets now are the photopolymer. But I really do like how that came out. I on here so you can see? Probably not, I'm sorry. I'm just coloring over the parts that I want to be green with the marker. So I need to close that up before I put my hand into it again. Warm it up. Oh, look at that. Pretty, pretty. Oh, I do have a little smudge of ink right there from where I didn't get it off of the candle all the way. So, ink eraser. See if I can get a little bit more of that off of there. That's better. All right, and this is just a sand eraser. This is by Tombow, and I think I got mine on Amazon. Now we can put these cards together. So I'm going to layer the flower color to match my card base color with the opposite panel behind it. Since I'm ending up with two cards here. I don't want to put my adhesive on the back of this square because this square is much smaller. And remember, you're going to have a little border around the edge. So I will put some adhesive on this square, giving myself my little 1/8 of an inch. Oh, you know what? I should have done this because we can line this up and you'll be able to see the border around the whole card. Did you see what I almost did? Did you see that? We almost put it on upside down. That would have just been the icing on the cake, right? Okay. And I will, I'll try to write the description here with the measurements, but as you can see, they're not perfect. Like I said, I was trying to convert metric. Maybe I should have just Googled that, right? Instead of doing it my own self. Instead of trying to be a big girl and figuring out math by myself. Now when we fold that over, there we go. Not bad. Not bad. I like it. And I am going to, as I said, none of the instructions said to adhere your panel over, but I'm going to. I don't like it flip-flopping around like that. And are you the other one? You are. Here. So we'll put, here, you get up here out of the way for a minute. We'll put our stamped panel on the rich raspberry mat, centering it to get a nice border. I have a little ink right there too. I didn't clean my stamp off very good where I didn't want there to be ink, didn't I? And then the same, well, let's put this on. Making sure that my border along the outside, don't stick down all the way, is pretty even. Fold my flap down, and we will put adhesive on the middle part of the square and line this up so that we have a nice border around it. You want to see the card base color. Oh, behind that mat. There we are. And these are we have opposite colors, and we're using opposite ends of our alphabet with around the corner and wonderful world and a fun fold. And as I said, I will try to type up the measurements. I'm hoping that they'll be easy enough to understand. I mean, I'd like to say watching it might explain it more, but I might have made it more confusing than it needed to be, because I can do that. It's kind of like my specialty, I think. But there it is. There's a couple cards for you. I hope you get some of your stamp sets out there and go play with them and make a card. Give this fold a try. Let me know how it works for you. And if you found an easier way to put it together than how I made it seem. So everybody have a great week. Thanks for being here. Bye.